I'm 18 and I'm already burned out. So, okay, I want to talk about something that I feel like nobody my age is really saying out loud. And that's the fact that I'm 18 years old. I just finished sixth form. And honestly, I already feel completely burned out. And I already know what you're thinking. You're 18, mate. What could you possibly be burned out from? And trust me, that's literally what everyone says to me. And that's kind of exactly why I wanted to make this video, because I don't think I'm alone in this. Like, I genuinely don't. The "you're so young" problem. So whenever I actually try to open up about feeling exhausted, people just laugh it off. Like, not in a mean way necessarily, but just in a, "oh, come on, you're being dramatic" kind of way. And that's the weirdest part to me. Because on paper, yeah, my life looks fine. I don't have a mortgage. I don't have kids. I'm not running some massive company or anything like that. So on the surface, it looks like, what's your problem? But what people don't really get is that there's this other kind of pressure that I've been carrying around for years now. And it's this constant low-level pressure to just figure everything out before you've even had a chance to actually live your life. And that's exhausting in a way that's really hard to explain to someone who isn't feeling it. The UK path, everyone just accepts. And I think a big part of it, at least for me, is just the way the system is set up here in the UK. Like, there's this very specific path that everyone just kind of accepts without questioning it. GCSEs, a levels university graduate scheme. Work until you're 60. That's it. That's the blueprint. And nobody really stops to ask, like, is this actually working for everyone? Does this actually make sense? Because think about it. At 16 years old, you're picking your A-levels, 16, and you're supposed to somehow already have a sense of what direction you want your entire life to go in. Then at 17, you're writing personal statements for university applications, trying to convince admissions officers that you've had this lifelong passion for, I don't know, economics or biology or whatever it is. When in reality, a lot of us only Googled it like 3 months before. And then at 18, you're expected to sign up for £30,000 or more in student loans, to commit to a 3 or 4 year path at an age where honestly, I can't even decide what I want for dinner half the time. But yeah, let's choose a career. Sure, it's just a lot. And I think we've all just been conditioned to not question it, which is kind of the scary part. Where the burnout actually started. So for me, the burnout didn't even really start from a job or anything like that. It started in school. Just the sheer relentlessness of it. Constant exams, constant revision, constant comparison with everyone around you. And then on top of that, constantly being asked, so what are you doing after sixth form? Like, it's just every teacher, every family gathering, every conversation. That question just follows you everywhere. And then social media just makes the whole thing so much worse, because you open up Instagram or TikTok and you're seeing people your exact age who are like traveling the world, running businesses, getting into insane universities, posting gym transformations, making money online. And you're just sitting there in your bedroom in rainy England thinking, why do I feel so behind? At 18, I'm 18 and I already feel behind, which is just wild when you say it out loud. And it's not like you consciously decide to feel that way. It just sort of happens slowly. That comparison just drains you, not in a physical way, more mentally, more like a fog, the productivity trap. And then at some point you stumble into this whole self-improvement world, which I think a lot of people my age have done. And at first it feels really good, right? Like, you're watching videos, you're getting motivated, you feel like you're going to change your life. But then you start really going down that rabbit hole. Wake up at 5 a.m., build a business. Don't waste your youth, you'll regret it. Outwork everyone around you. And suddenly it's not just school that's stressing you out. Now you feel guilty for not being productive enough outside of school too. So now you're trying to go to the gym and study and learn some new skill and maybe start a YouTube channel and maybe do a side hustle and maybe apply to uni and maybe get a part-time job. And you're trying to do all of this at the same time while also being a normal teenager and not going insane. And I genuinely think that's where a lot of the burnout comes from, because your brain just never really switches off. Even when you sit down to relax, there's this little voice in the back of your head going, you should be doing something right now. You're wasting time. And you can't enjoy anything properly because you feel guilty for enjoying it. That's what burnout actually is, I think. At least for me, it was. Not from working a long career, just from trying to optimize every single second of my life from way too young an age. Who I am and why I'm even making this now. Before I go any deeper into all of this, and yeah, I'm just casually playing Minecraft in the background. I'll explain that in a second. I want to be clear that I'm not making this as someone who has everything figured out, because I really, really don't. I'm just an 18-year-old guy in the UK trying to make sense of things. I've tried the whole productivity grind thing. I've tried planning my life 5 years ahead. I've tried following all the self-improvement advice. And honestly, it just made me more anxious, not less. So I wanted to make a space where I can just actually talk. No fake motivation, no pretending I've got a whole success story to share with you. Just honest thoughts from someone who's kind of in the middle of figuring it out. And the Minecraft thing, I'm playing it because it's genuinely one of the only things that makes my brain feel calm lately. There's no competition, no deadlines, no one judging how productive you're being. You just build stuff block by block at your own pace. And there's something about that that honestly just feels like how life should be, which I think is kind of the whole point of what I'm trying to say. The real reason I feel burned out. Because here's the thing, it's not like I've been working some corporate job for 20 years. I'm 18, but I've been sprinting mentally since I was probably 15. There was always a next thing. GCSE results, A-level predictions, university applications, career plans. It never stopped. There was never a moment where anyone said, hey, you can just exist for a second. Everything always felt like preparation for something that was coming next. And when you live like that for long enough, you start to lose the ability to actually enjoy things in the moment because you're always thinking about the next step, always in what comes next mode. And that's genuinely exhausting in a way that I think a lot of people my age feel, but don't really know how to describe. University or not. And now I'm at this crossroads where I have to actually decide what I'm doing. Do I go to university? Do I take a gap year? Do I try and build something for myself online? And everyone has an opinion. Teachers say uni is the safe route. Some of my mates are genuinely excited to move away and start that new chapter. My family wants stability and a clear plan, and I get all of that. I genuinely do. But nobody really talks about the mental cost of the university path, the reality of taking on £30,000 plus in debt, moving somewhere brand new, committing to 3 or 4 years of something when you're not even fully sure it's what you want. At 18. When you're already mentally drained before you've even started. That's the conversation I feel like nobody's having honestly enough. What I've realized, but here's what I'm slowly starting to understand. Feeling burned out at 18 doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It usually just means you've been quietly carrying a lot of pressure for a long time. Pressure to succeed, to not fall behind, to make all the right decisions at exactly the right time. And the thing is, life just isn't a race where whoever figures it out first wins. Some people hit their stride at 22, some at 35, some at 50. There's no one timeline. The only reason it feels so urgent is because we're constantly comparing our chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10, and that's just not a fair comparison to make. What I'm actually doing about it, so what am I doing? I'm not doing anything dramatic. I'm not moving somewhere to find myself or anything like that. I'm just slowing down a bit, not quitting ambition, not giving up, just removing the unnecessary pressure I've been putting on myself. If I go to university, I want it to be because I actually want to learn something and I'm ready for it, not because I'm scared of being judged for not going. And if I don't go, I want to use that time in an intentional way. But I'm done making decisions out of fear, and I'm done pretending I'm not tired. The bigger problem, because honestly, I think our whole generation is kind of exhausted before we even really start. We grew up with constant internet access and infinite comparison and economic uncertainty and academic pressure all at the same time. And on top of all of that, we're expected to be these hyper-productive, goal-crushing, side-hustle-having robots who never waste a second. No wonder so many people my age feel burnt out. It's not laziness, it's overload. There's a difference. Final thoughts. So if you're 17 or 18 or 19 and you feel like you're already somehow behind in life, you're not behind. You're just overwhelmed. And maybe instead of trying to sprint into your future, the move is to just walk into it. Figure things out as you go, gradually, steadily, block by block. Kind of like what I'm doing in this world right now, actually. Nothing crazy, nothing extreme, just steady progress forward. Anyway, Dart, I'd genuinely love to know what you think. Are you planning on going to uni, doing something different? Do you feel burned out already too? Let me know in the comments because I'm actually curious. I'm just going to keep making these kinds of chill videos, talking about real stuff, figuring things out in real time. No success story, just honesty. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.